Witches of East End is an American supernatural drama television series based on the book of the same name by Melissa de la Cruz. The series premiered on Lifetime on October 6, 2013. Set in the fictional seaside town of East End, it follows the lives of a family of witches Joanna Beauchamp and her two grown-up daughters, Freya Beauchamp and Ingrid Beauchamp, as well as her sister Wendy Beauchamp. On November 22, 2013, Lifetime renewed Witches of East End for a second season to consist of 13 episodes, set to premiere on July 6, 2014. Overview: the series stars Julia Ormond as lead character Joanna Beauchamp, a witch and mother of Freya Beauchamp and Ingrid Beauchamp, who are part of the next generation of witches. Mädchen Amick co-stars as Joanna's mischievous witch sister Wendy Beauchamp. The series is loosely based on the book's plot, with one change being that Freya and Ingrid are unaware of their magical powers. Cast and characters: Julia Ormond as Joanna Beauchamp, Wendy's older sister, Ingrid and Freya's mother. She has countless magical abilities. Mädchen Amick as Wendy Beauchamp, Joanna's younger sister, Ingrid and Freya's aunt. Wendy has the gift of shifting into animal form. Rachel Boston as Ingrid Beauchamp, Freya's older sister. She is one of the most powerful witches and has the gift of writing spells that don't exist yet. Jenna Dewan Tatum as Freya Beauchamp, Ingrid's younger sister. She has the ability to craft mastery-level potions. Eric Winter as Dash Gardner, Freya's former fiancé copyright and Killian's older brother. Daniel D. Tommaso as Killian Gardner, Dash's younger brother. Christian Cook as Frederick Beauchamp, Freya's twin brother and Ingrid's younger brother. Development and production: on July 19, 2012, it was announced that Lifetime had ordered a pilot for Witches of East End for its 2013 season, and that the show would be executive produced by both Maggie Friedman and Owen Stoff, and produced by Fox 21. On January 31, 2013, it was revealed that Lifetime had picked up Witches of East End with 10 episodes and that it was scheduled to premiere later that year. The executive VP of programming for Lifetime Networks, Rob Chernow, said, "We've been thrilled about Witches of East End and its powerful premise since the moment we bought the property, and our friends at Fox 21 helped develop it for television. This is one of the most exciting ensemble casts we've seen, and the whole show is fresh, original and just right for Lifetime." Casting: on August 30, 2012, it was announced that Julia Ormond had landed a main role on the show, as Joanna Beauchamp. On September 14, 2012, the role of Freya Beauchamp was officially given to Jenna Dewan, who publicly announced on December 17, 2012, that she and husband Channing Tatum were expecting their first child. On September 17, 2012, the lead male role of Dash Gardner was assigned to Patrick Husinger. And on September 19, 2012, Rachel Boston and model Daniel D. Tommaso were announced to have earned the two remaining main roles, respectively Ingrid Beauchamp and Killian Gardner. Finally, as announced on September 25, 2012, Nicholas Gonzalez would portray Detective Matt Torcoletti. On October 9, 2012, two guest star announcements were made. Mädchen Amick and Glenn Headley would join the cast of Witches of East End, the first one as Wendy and the second as Penelope. Tom Lenk was later given the role of Hudson Rafferty, Ingrid's gay best friend, as announced on October 16, 2012. Casting, however, underwent a few changes. Indeed, as revealed by Nicholas Gonzalez himself on his Twitter account, a few days after the pickup announcement, the actor was dropped from the show, and on June 6, 2013, it was announced that Patrick Husinger's role as Dash Gardner would be recast, for creative reasons. On June 26, TVLINE revealed that Eric Winter would replace Patrick Husinger as Dash Gardner. On July 9, the recurring role of the detective Adam was assigned to Jason George. On July 12, Virginia Madsen replaced Glenn Headley for a multi-episode arc as Penelope, Dash and Killian's mother. On August 12, Freddie Prinze Jr. booked a guest role on the show, as Leo Wingate, with a possibility that it could become recurring. On August 14, Anthony Lemke was cast as recurring Harrison Wells. Filming: Filming the pilot episode began on October 16, 2012 in the port town of Wilmington, North Carolina, where several scenes were shot. On October 29, 2012, the crew moved for a week to Macon, Georgia, where they filmed the wedding scenes for the pilot at the historical Hay House. On Monday 5, 2012, the crew returned to filming in North Carolina for a final day of shooting. When the network Lifetime announced Witches of East End was going to be a series, it was also revealed that filming the rest of the series would happen in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, instead of continuing in Wilmington, NC. Later on, the filming period was announced as going from July 16 to October 21. Maggie Friedman announced on Twitter on June 10 that she was scouting locations for the series, trying to find Fair Haven. Episodes. Reception. Critical reception. Critical reaction to Witches of East End has been mixed to positive, with a score of 50 on Metacritic and 70% for the first season so far on Rotten Tomatoes, with a consensus saying although it's ridiculously soapy, Witches of East End is often campy fun. It's a supernatural spectacle that's entertaining despite its silliness. Diane Wirtz of Newsday gave the show a positive review, saying, "What's utterly clear is that the starter hour picks up steam whenever loose cannon Amick bops around, although Ormond does a nice job of grounding its shenanigans in a semblance of reality." She finishes her review giving the pilot a B rating. Alison Keene from The Hollywood Reporter also praised the premiere, claiming Witches of East End is up against a number of other supernatural shows, and there becomes a question of saturation. "Fortunately or unfortunately, we aren't at that point, yet. It seems there's plenty more room at the table, and there, Witches of East End currently looks like the most fun." Neil Genslinger of the New York Times also gave the show a glowing review, starting off by negatively reviewing the humorless witches on shows such as the 2013 debuts of Sleepy Hollow and the originals, then going on to say Witches of East End is a welcome relief to those series. He further applauds the casting and characters, saying thanks to zippy repartee among the stars. Ms. Amick is hilarious, and Ms. Dewan Tatum and Ms. Boston make a pretty amusing pair of mismatched sisters. He ends the review with "There is a lot of heavy fare on television on Sunday nights. If a OE Whitkeys can retain its right tone, it will be a satisfying alternative for viewers looking for a lighter way to end the weekend." Ratings. Witches of East End premiered on a Sunday night to 1.93 million viewers and a 0.718-49 rating. The premiere rated on par to the June 23 premiere of Lifetime's other new show Devious Maids. However, Witches of East End faced a lot of tough competition and ended the night being the number 2 scripted drama on cable, behind Boardwalk Empire on HBO. The following week, Witches of East End pulled a total of 1.93 million viewers and rose to a 0.818-49 rating, despite the return of The Walking Dead and its talk show Talking Dead breaking records on AMC. The show remained the second highest rated cable drama of the night again, behind The Walking Dead. Broadcasts. Witches of East End premiered in the United Kingdom on November 5, 2013 on the second night of the newly formed UK channel, Lifetime UK. In Australia, Witches of East End will air on 11 in 2014. References. External links. Official website, Witches of East End at the Internet Movie Database, witchesofeastend@tv.com.